Live from spring training, stats don't matter. It's Pod by the River, episode 98, brought to you by
Beyond the Monster.
I'm your host today, Ed Hands, and this is Pod by the River. Again, we're just doing that twice. I don't know why. I'm joined by the one, the only, Justin MLB.
Hello.
How are I see that you're feuding with the entire city of San Francisco again. How's that going?
Another day that ends in Y. It really, it's just more of the same. They're just miserable people. There's, like that sense of entitlement that a lot of Californians display. It just seems to be very magnified in a place like San Francisco. And shitty city, shitty people for the most part. And it sucks, but that's kind of how it is. So
why does every argument they have with you end in like something referencing the Boston Bombers?
Because they are not original and they live in California, and a lot of Californians, like I said, they just kind of go with the flow and can't think for themselves. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wish I knew. And I'm not even saying anything remotely close to justify that either. I'm just like, yeah, your city is shitty and you need to blame your city officials. And, oh, cool, you have a nice big red bridge. That's all I'm saying. And they're like, yeah, we wish the entire city of Boston got nuked. And
I wish you died and that suicide bombers killed more people.
Yeah. Literally, it's pretty much a quote that I got sent earlier.
It's like, today, Jesus Christ, settle down, guys.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, listen, like the Giants have had a fine 21st century. They've got like 3 World Series. They almost have as many World Series as the Red Sox. Like they're doing okay.
And they have the Golden State Warriors, and they have
the 49ers.
The 49ers, who have been pretty successful. Like, I don't understand where the miserable they're miserable no matter what.
They live in San Francisco.
See,
that's what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so good to see you, Justin. We were also joined by Mr. Lady Red Sox, Hogdale.
Hello.
Or as he's also known by himself, Mr. Bitches.
I never said that.
You have literally referred to yourself as Mr. Bitches.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I referred to someone else as Mr. Bitches because they were in my chat.
You referred to yourself as Mr. Bitches. You said, "That's me, Mr. Bitches."
So I don't think I feel like the media has taken a turn again. They've retaliated, and it's expanded to my own show with my own friends, and I can't believe that this has happened.
I don't think you're allowed to talk shit about the media anymore now that we had Cotillo on.
That episode was fun.
If you haven't listened to it, it was a Thursday episode. I know not as many people listen to the weekday episodes for some reason, but that's if you have any interest in journalism and media literacy, like just listen to that one because it was actually pretty interesting. Yeah, we were very sad not to have you there for that one, Justin.
I know. I was listening to it. I listened to it the other day while working, and it was a very, very constructive conversation. Chris seemed like he was very much into kind of, I guess, defending. I think defending is like the best word, because there are a lot of people that think that journalism and doing what Chris and the rest of the Mass Live people do, it's like a hobby. It's not a hobby. It's as hard as a full-time job as any other full-time job out there. And a lot of people don't realize that. My gripes, and I'll bring this up, I guess Cotillo is really into coming on again. And if he is listening,
specifically for you, Justin.
if he is listening to this, I am ready to take my Sporkle quiz on the episode that you guys were on, that you did with him. But I have my own issues that I think I can bring up that he can answer, that we kind of spoke about briefly in DMs that also weren't spoken about on the episode with him.
Yeah.
And then, I also kind of just want to get his takes on the Red Sox as well. I have a couple questions on that, and hopefully he can come on again soon, and we can kind of iron all that out.
Yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, no, just give it a listen if you get the chance. Even without Justin, like it was a solid episode. I think with Justin, it would have been must see TV. So
it was very, very good. It was very, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because I think for me, I don't take podcasting that seriously, but
Mhm.
you know, like I have a degree in journalism. I thought long and hard about pursuing the field harder than I have, but ethically, it's just been a really difficult thing for me to move into.
Mhm.
And it's just it's always an interesting conversation to have with people that are in it and understand it in the same way, and that like you can talk about the different layers and everything. So it's also great to see Hogdale play good comp for once. That was cool.
Yeah, yeah, nice role switch there. Usually, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hogdale's the scary cop usually. This time he's freaking Commissioner Gordon over there.
The thing is, my hatred with like media usually does not. It's not the beat.
No,
the
it's
beat
not
aspect
personal.
is never usually the fucking thing I'm taking aim at. It's usually a lot of things that are surrounding the beat and people who take information, you know, about what the beat is
Aggregators.
saying.
Yeah, that was my big takeaway from the whole thing was just like fuck aggregators.
Aggregators do fucking suck really bad.
Yeah. Bad aggregators suck.
Yeah. No, there are some good ones out there.
There are good aggregators.
We've had
out
some
there,
on the
for sure.
show. Like
Yes,
we're not
yeah.
saying this about every single one, but it's like anything that if you're ethically compromised, you're a problem.
Yep. Boston Strong, horrible aggregator. Because like he or she they oh no, actually it is a he.
Not they them.
No, definitely not they them. It's a he.
They them is illegal now, so
Might
Yeah.
be Z-Zim.
Well, I think someone using they them wouldn't be sucking the dick of Aroldis Chapman as hard as Boston Strong does. So it's kind of that's kind of how I look at it. But it thinks they have their own sources, but in reality, their sources are things that have been aggregated by other aggregation accounts that do the right thing and give credit where credit is due. We saw friend of the show Ian Brown go off on Boston Strong, which was fucking awesome. And very much justified. And then like Tyler Milliken he's an aggregator, but with an opinion that matters. I think that's fair to label him as, right?
He also cites his
Tyler's-
sources, which is like a very big
Exactly. Yeah,
thing.
that's what I'm
Tyler's
saying.
his own thing. Like when you have a voice and a reach as big as Tyler, it becomes a little bit different. You can kind of say the same thing about Gordo, who I generally like. I like Gordo. He's been on the show before. Sometimes sometimes I disagree with his phrasing, but that's going to be true for just about everybody. So
Sure.
it isn't. It's never, for the most part, like it's also like if I take issue, it's not personal. It's just like, oh, this is stupid, and I don't like this aspect of the industry.
My point is there's a clear and discernible difference between an aggregator like Boston Strong and an aggregator like the other ones that we mentioned who are much better, and we are friends with them and we like them because they do a good job at what their account says they're going to do, and I like that.
Yeah,
that's because there's a massive difference between literally putting a quote exactly as it's stated in the proper context with credit to the original person versus taking a snippet out of context uncredited and basically framing it in a confrontational light.
Yeah.
Narrative, like it's narrative ball. It's very annoying when that happens, and it's you see a narrative and it starts to reflect that narrative regardless of whether or not that is the reality. I think nothing says this better than that Ken Rosenthal thing where it was like Raffy Devers reported late to spring training and then it turned out that he got there 2 weeks early and it was just stupid.
Yeah. And people will take that for its word because it's from Ken Rosenthal. And they're going to be like, well, Ken Rosenthal wrote it, so it must be true. And when in reality, it's not. If you know the information, previously, that if you knew that he was there 2 weeks before, you would have been able to kind of rule that out. And you could have been like, what is Ken Rosenthal fucking talking about? Which is what we pretty much all did.
That's why you don't trust anybody wearing a bow tie. They're just not trustworthy.
Well, don't diss the bow tie. I love a good bow tie.
I've never seen you wear a bow tie outside of like a wedding picture. That's the only place that they're appropriate.
Yeah, but exactly. You can't wear a bow tie outside of a formal gathering like that. You can't wear a bow. Like, you know what? Maybe I'll wear a bow tie on our 100th episode.
Ooh, I like that idea. We're still trying to figure out what to do with that too, because like I don't know if like just getting like a super special awesome guest is the right move with that. Like I don't know. I don't want to build it. It should be about us.
It should be about us. Yeah, a celebration of us.
Celebration of Ryan Brady, I think.
Yeah, Ryan. Well, no. If it's going to be a celebration of one person, we know who the fuck that one person is going to be. It's Hogdale. Yeah, it is always Hogdale.
Hogfest.
Fuck yeah, Hogfest. Yeah.
Can I say in regards to like the narrative thing. Like I just like to put forward out there, the only good narratives are the ones that I create. I just want to say that my narratives
You're not a
good.
journalist also. Like that's the thing. It's not like what you were saying, your narratives are not showing up in newspapers. And I don't that's something that we did hit on that a little bit in the Cotillo conversation, where the things aren't. He gave us a nice tip. Like if their name is in the byline, then it's an opinion thing. But how literate in media is your average reader? I don't think media literacy is very good.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's in a bad state, actually.
It is in a horrible state. I think literacy in general is in a horrible state.
Motherfuckers don't read books, and this is why. Like,
no,
like
they don't read anything.
Literacy's in the toilet. They don't read ever. They don't know how to discern things and pick out, the key themes and ideas of what a piece is trying to convey to you.
Exactly. They don't read anything. They don't read road signs. They don't read books. They don't read jack shit.
I will say though that my favorite thing about like podcasting is like watching the narratives that like I planted with my own two hands begin to fester and grow in the community. Yeah. Like when people finally started to pick up that Connor Wong is terrible, it brought me such joy. I'm like, the fruits of my labor has finally come to pass.
And yet he's still their starting catcher.
But that's okay, because now like when I say Connor Wong is awful, I don't have people in my mentions saying actually he's good. No, they just agree because like that's the objectively correct take, is that he's very bad at the job of catching.
Yep. I mean, he was last year. I am still holding out hope that he can be better.
Hopefully.
I haven't closed that door. I haven't closed that door like I have Josh Winkowski. Can we talk about Josh Winkowski? Can we talk about how?
Yes, let's talk.
He pitches like he doesn't want to fucking be here. Am I right?
Because
guys?
He doesn't. He needs a scenery change as badly as anybody I have seen on the Red Sox, and I don't think he's bad. By the way, I disagree with you that he's just a bad pitcher. I think he's fine. I think I don't think his 2023 season was an accident. I don't even think he was that bad last year. I just think that he doesn't buy into the Bailey system. He doesn't like Bailey. Bailey doesn't like him. He's clearly unhappy here. It's time to move on. You will get something for him. There are people that are like, oh no, you can't trade him for a bag of balls. Listen, if you can get a minor leaguer for Chase Sugar, and I love Chase Sugar, but he hasn't had the success in the majors as Josh Winkowski, you can get something for Winkowski. He's not making much money. He has options. He can start, he can relieve, whatever. But he can't be here. He just can't. It's a terrible fit.
I'd take international spending, international money for him. I don't care. Anything. You're trading him at an all-time low. And I know spring training doesn't mean much. I get it. But reading the tea leaves, does it look like it's going to get any better? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
This is just an extension of last year. His spring training numbers mean nothing to me. I just don't want him here.
Right. Yeah. I feel like we make such a big deal about like there's a crowded room. Zach Kelly, who's on the bubble. There's a bunch of relievers on the bubble, and I feel like Josh Winkowski is the guy that is like, just get him out, and you could have a better bullpen with him out of it.
Yeah, and I think that there are guys that were not on the 40-man previously that have already surpassed him, like Hunter Dobbins. He's on it now, but there are other guys that they've brought in. Like, who do you feel better about? Josh Winkowski or Austin Adams? Who do you feel better about? Adam Ottavino or Josh Winkowski?
I feel like Ottavino.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really do. Like
Sam, Michael Fulmer, Wyatt Mills. None of these guys are on the 40-man. I feel better about all of them than I do Winkowski.
Yeah. I feel like for a guy like Ottavino who has he throws like two pitches that can be absolutely fucking devastating. But the bar is low, like seeing who he would replace in Josh Winkowski, the bar is very low. So it's kind of like a toss up for me, but I'd rather have the guy that is receptive to coaching. Yeah. The pitching coach advice that's great, as opposed to a guy who is documented to not be like that. So
the guy who isn't dysfunctional.
Imagine
Right.
like a radical idea. Take advice from the guy who turned Kevin Gausman from some guy into a fucking Cy Young winner and
Yeah.
or Cy Young fucking finalist and like
Or-
one of the better pitchers in the league.
Or
Yeah.
how about the guy who turned? You can take it from his own team, like Tanner Houck from a borderline number 5 starter to an all-star.
Yeah. Or Logan Webb, who turned, a guy into sneakily one of the more underrated pitchers in baseball.
Camilo Duvall. What did he do before and after Bailey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at him after Bailey. It's just simply not as good as he used to be. Yeah, you're right.
But not everybody's going to be the right fit with a different coaching staff.
Not everyone is
that's
smart
okay.
or like
Yeah.
knows what to do to advance their career well. And sometimes they need to be fired out of the cannon, get off my fucking team so you can go fail elsewhere because you're not worth a shit.
I think that's oversimplifying it a little bit. I mean, look at a guy like Ryan Zethron, who had an ERA like above 6 or whatever for AAA. As soon as he goes to the Angels and they say, fuck it, do whatever you want, he has an ERA that's around 2. Like, it happens sometimes. Not everybody responds to the same situation as well. So maybe he just needs a place that's less hands-on. Just, Josh, whatever. You're going to pitch, whatever.
Like, Josh, we know your stuff is like really mediocre. You're not really missing bats. You don't really inspire anybody. You're not a starter. You're kind of like a mid-tier reliever. Go really be yourself and be the 4 ERA guy in the bullpen that you really are. There aren't a million of those in the league.
Right, but there are a million of them. But imagine him on a team like the White Sox. He'd be like their 3rd best pitcher.
Go play for the White Sox.
Go play for the White Sox.
Go fucking play for the White Sox.
Yeah, go to the White Sox. It's fine.
Like, I'm sorry if that's your career aspiration is go play for a shitter. I mean, bye. See ya.
I would be fine playing for whoever will pay me and let me pitch every day. Yeah.
Like, nah, man. Garbage mentality. He sucks. Whenever he leaves, he'll be irrelevant and he'll suck. He will be bad.
Did people say that about Caleb Orton, that he did pretty well for the Astros?
I don't think anyone was talking about Caleb Ward after he left us. And then he did figure it out for the Astros. It's like, cool.
He comes up quite a bit.
You guys
also, Caleb Ward has good stuff. The thing was it never was like Caleb Ward doesn't have the stuff. It's like, he does, but he's useless and he doesn't know where to put the stuff. Josh Winkowski doesn't have stuff. His stuff sucks ass. It's very uninspiring and mediocre at best.
Speaking of good stuff, did you guys see that Zach Kelly has added a sinker to his repertoire?
That's awesome.
I bet it's better than Josh Winkowski's already.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they were all grading his 60s on that. I saw one of those pitch charts. All of his pitches were it was
Stuff plus is all over 100.
Zach Kelly is fucking nasty. I love Zach Kelly. He has to stay healthy. And it's
health and it's sequencing.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But even if you ask him, he'll tell you that too. Yeah. He's looking to have a really healthy season. And we'd love to see that because if he's firing on all cylinders, your bullpen is going to be very, very good.
Well, I mean, the fact that he's not guaranteed a spot on the opening day roster, despite all this stuff, is that's an indicator. It's not so much that because I think if you look at who's there, you're kind of none of this really jumps out at me.
Yeah.
But when you look at who's not going to be on it, it's kind of okay, they have a lot of depth here. So you can you have a little bit of room to fuck around and find out as far as which one of these guys are going to be effective. And you can have guys with options, so you can bounce them around. That's why I think Ottavino probably has a better shot of making the team, even though I think someone like Zach Kelly has better stuff because Ottavino has to be on the team.
Yeah.
He's going to opt out. So you're sort of wasting those innings then. People are going to get hurt. We remember this last year when Kelly was come August running on fumes and basically their only relief option. Remember, Kenley wasn't really pitching well. Martin was hurt. Slayton was hurt. Everybody was down.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel great about Kelly. I feel great about I think Weisert's a useful reliever. I think Luis looked really good. They have.
It's my closer, man.
Nice depth of arms.
Can we quickly circle around real quick to the overarching theme of this episode and the next couple episodes until the season starts, which is spring training stats? Stop talking about them. They don't matter even a little bit.
Oh my
I'm seeing people say get Justin Wilson off the team. This guy sucks. Look at his spring training stats.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry if you think that they're not using spring training for Justin Wilson to literally work out, iron out the kinks and the edges of trying out some new things, maybe slightly different arm angles, maybe throwing certain pitches more than others to see what really doesn't work and what does work. I'm sorry. Stop pretending. Because it is pretending. You're either very dumb or you're willingly pretending spring training stats matter. They don't.
They don't. That
never
goes for the
have.
other end. That
Bobby
goes for the other
Dahlbeck
end
was
of
a
it, too.
spring training MVP like 6 years in a row.
Sam Travis too.
Like, holy shit. Use
Steve
your
Selski.
fucking brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're getting that like on the other end of it with Trace Thompson, who, yes, he's hitting the shit out of the ball. If they need a right-handed bat to be in the majors, I'm fine with that to start the season while Abreu is down.
Thanks.
I know you're not, Hogdale, but I don't care. I don't really care. But let's not pretend that this guy isn't a career 212 hitter that didn't even play in the majors last year. In his last full season, he hit, I think it was 152.
In one of our chats,
I know you guys don't care about batting average, but 152 is pretty fucking bad.
Well, it's not like he's hitting for power or walking. Yeah. He had
one good season. His 2022 was pretty good, but for the most part, there's a reason he's 34 years old and he's still a journeyman.
In one of the chats I was in, like someone was like, "Oh, remember Trace Thompson? he'll probably take his spot." It's like, yeah, and I'll do this respond like, "Yeah, I keep forgetting about Trace Thompson," which I responded immediately. It was like, "Yeah, there's a reason you keep forgetting about Trace Thompson. It's because he's an irrelevant fucking nobody who shouldn't be in the goddamn team. What are we fucking talking about?
I don't know why.
Who? Trace Thompson? Like literally who?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
But Hogdale hit 6-7 home runs in spring training. Come on.
Turn me into a fucking, literally an owl. Who are you? The fuck off of my team. Why is it? And this is what me and Ed were talking about before the show. And like this, it just brings me to this, which is what I want to talk to. Why are the Boston Red Sox so scared of the future? Why are they scared of embracing their own future? What's the fucking issue here? What's the problem?
They're the ones that sold us on the future.
They told us that these guys were the cavalry that's coming, that's going to help fucking save the team. And you're telling me you're going to purposefully make your team worse opening day, like with the idea that Trace Thompson is on the fucking roster? Give me a break. It's like Ed said, like ideally, obviously, like Ref Snyder would be playing there, right? Because like obviously, like he's the bench, lefty killer. You just put him there.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. It just comes back around to like, Cedar Rafaela, why is he not a super utility man? What did he do to guarantee an outfield spot? What did he do to hold off Roman Anthony and fucking Christian Campbell? Cedar is not a bad player. That is not what I am saying. But like, did he show enough to hold back the number one prospect in baseball?
No.
Fucking no.
No, absolutely
You're purposely making your team worse. And I was talking about this with Ed. Like, people talk about like, oh, you can't have them up opening day. That puts pressure on them. What puts more pressure on a guy? Where like you let him come up in April, let him fuck up early on when the games don't matter nearly as much, or wait till mid-season when games really are starting to matter. And now like there actually is pressure because the failure actually has consequences.
Well, I've gone over my Mario Kart metaphor with why I don't mind this, but I understand. I just here is the thing, Hogdale. I don't disagree with you. I just know these Red Sox and I know how they operate and I know what they're going to do. So I'm not getting my hopes up for it.
And I'm going to bitch because you're being dumb on purpose. Stop being stupid on purpose.
Yeah.
I said this is another one I mentioned, Dad. I'm like, this is literally the meme of like the person with the gun crying into the camera where he's like, me when I have to shoot my dog because I'm bored. Like me when I have to make my baseball team worse on purpose because I'm bored.
So I differ from you, at least it doesn't bother me with the young guys. Can I tell you where it does bother me is the idea of giving Liam Hendricks, just handing him the closer role. And listen,
that's an extension of literally the same conversation.
It is.
And I agree. Go on.
Because Hendricks hasn't looked good. He's gotten hit. He hasn't looked good. Do I think that his career is over and that he's totally useless? No, but he hasn't pitched in 2 years. He had to deal with lymphoma. He had to deal with Tommy John surgery and all the rehab that goes with that. I don't understand why, if he's not looking good, you would even consider him as the ninth inning option. Keep him on the team. Let him get back to what he was. Don't force it. You have other options. And I don't know why you have to, why you think, oh, this has to be, okay, well, it has to be someone with experience, so I guess Aroldis Chapman. Just put Justin Slayton there. He's got great stuff. He doesn't walk anybody. What are you doing? That's your closer. That is a closer right there. That is the exact guy that you want. He's been fine in leverage situations. Give him the shot. And listen, if he sucks, at least you've gotten Liam Hendricks used to pitching again in big league games. At least you know what if Aroldis Chapman's stuff is going to play there at this point. At least you know if Garrett Whitlock's arm isn't going to fall off. Like, you have that guy. He's right There. Just
Yep.
give him a job. Just give him the job. Yes, I know he has dysentery right now or whatever. So
It's
I'm not saying,
it's terrible.
listen, if he
By the way-
loses 20 pounds or something, like, okay, fine.
Can I just say that, like, obviously it's terrible these guys are, like, going through the fucking Black Death. Like, it's bad. Like, I wish they didn't have the plague. I do want to say, though, that I'm looking forward to the season starting up and seeing guys who had the illness play well, because it'll just double down on the fact that Vaughn Grissom just actually isn't that good. And, like, fucking, like, blaming his entire fucking failure of a season on, getting sick is, like, insane cope. Just
I don't blame it on him getting sick. I blame it on him
gigantic
getting sick and
levels
then
of
burning out his hamstrings.
Who needs a hamstring? Am I right, fellas?
I was
What is a
going
hamstring?
to
It's not
say
ham
that.
and it's not string.
Yeah,
No.
not a ham. You
What's
can't
the
eat
deal
it.
with hamstrings?
What's the deal with hamstring?
Also,
Green-
just so you guys know, I'm naming this episode "You've Died of Dysentery."
I love that. I love that. Great.
Or you can just
great
name it
name.
dysentery.
Did you guys hear that they've set up? I forget where I read this, but they've set up the bathrooms in at like JetBlue so that you can work out while you're in the toilet at the same time.
How do you do that?
I think that they
Like
just
a dumbbell
expanded the stall. They expanded the stalls, so you have, and then there's like equipment in them,
What kind of equipment?
like workout equipment. Hang on, let me
Like
see if I can find
dumbbells
the
and
article.
shit?
Let me see if I can find the article.
You hitting some curls while you're popping out of shit?
Hold on.
Hang
Are
on.
these the restrooms for the fans or the players?
The players.
Oh, okay.
For the fans, would be
Players.
funny. Like
That's
that
why I
would
was
be very
confused.
naughty.
That's why I was
Patty hit the
confused.
barbell.
Yeah. I was like, why would I want to do that if I'm? That's crazy.
What you were saying though, Ed, about Justin Slayton is so true. Like it's just like and unlike Sadon, like a young guy who didn't do enough to earn his spot, Justin Slayton did more than enough to earn a spot and earn a tryout to be the closer last year. He was fucking fantastic. And at least eye test wise, I felt like he performed very well in high leverage. I mean, I just want to echo that. I love Justin Slayton. I've been saying literally the entire before the season progress that I'll be correct early. He'll be the closer by the end of the year. If it isn't him because he gets hurt, it'll be Guerrero. It won't be Hendricks.
I really hope it's Guerrero. I think the closing competition will eventually come down to Guerrero and Slayton. I think those are the two nastiest pitchers in the bullpen, and I don't know. I think Luis Guerrero just kind of has that dog in him. He's my pick to be a closer. He was my pick to be closer last year. When he was coming up and doing his thing. But
okay, so guys, this is the article. It's from Sox Talk, and it's was written by Caleb Cohn. So just want to give him credit for this. But what he wrote was, the Red Sox could not afford to have any more starters fall behind on their strength and conditioning programs. At the behest of Abreu and Anthony, the team has converted the North Bathroom Complex into a combination bathroom weight room. To facilitate multitasking, each stall has been widened to include a kettlebell station and a shoulder press machine over the toilet to allow afflicted players to multitask.
that can't be real, Ed.
Okay.
Ed, that has to be a joke.
So weird.
Ed, that has to be a joke. Shoulder press over the fucking toilet?
That's what it says.
No way. No shot is that real, bro. Hold on.
We got to get Caleb Cohn on the show. Hang on, I'll go.
How do you spell his name?
Maybe it's I don't know. Maybe is this a parody article? I don't know.
I don't know. It can't. That doesn't even make any sense. How long are you on the toilet for? You have to do sets of shoulder presses.
I don't know. It's not April Fool's though.
Yeah.
This was cited on. I found this on Romy Gonzalez's Baseball Reference page. It was one of the news articles that was linked here. Hang on, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Oh, I can't.
Professional
post it in the
podcast.
private chat. There we go.
Okay. Professional.
Yeah, I'm sending it. I'm sending it right there.
Okay. Let's see. Here, let's click on this IP grab real quick. Caleb Cohn.
That's what it says, man. If you get bamboozled by fake news, I don't know.
I believe you when you say that that's what it says.
That's what it says, and I found the link to it on the player news section in Baseball Reference. So, listen, if I was bamboozled, it was really Baseball Reference that bamboozled me by including that on it.
Yeah, that you're right. If that was the case, I do blame Baseball Reference too. Yeah, I'll look into this. This seems a little fishy. I can't imagine how that would help out anybody. And who cleans it? I mean, I can't imagine the amount of germs on the shoulder press handles, and I don't know.
Listen, the Red Sox can afford to fit people in hazmat equipment.
I guess they have to. They haven't done that yet because everyone's getting fucking sick like crazy. So
true. Which leads me to another question here. So William Abreu sounds like isn't going to make the team.
He's dying.
Spring training. It sounds like he's still behind. Romy Gonzalez just got back into games. I think he was playing first base today, so I think like his odds become better. I don't understand why you wouldn't just if you're gonna have Willier out, why you don't just have Ref Snyder with Romy as your backup and you bring up Nick Sogard, who's having an awesome spring and plays every position fairly competently and is a switch hitter and can steal bases. Like I would just we've heard rumors recently that they're looking for outfield depth. I don't know why you don't just use Sogard, who can do more than Thompson, even if Thompson is having an awesome spring. Like we have seen over and over and over again that having a good spring means absolutely nothing once the season starts.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only shit I care about in spring training is if it's like the under the hood shit where it's like, he increased his bat speed by X. Or for pitchers, like fucking this guy's literally throwing harder, i.e. Dick Fitz, Richard Fitz. Or like
Hendricks not throwing harder.
Where it's like, and the results of these games don't matter, but it's like I'm seeing stuff that like will change the outcomes of games in the regular season, and I'm interested to see how that'll play out. But the actual stats, who gives a fuck? I can't stress enough. Who gives a fuck?
I'm sorry. I'm reading this article right now. Going back to the bath because I'm sorry. I can't get my mind off of that. This is completely fake. I'm gonna read an excerpt from this person, Caleb Cohn. And you're gonna laugh because this is funny. According to sources in the clubhouse, Bregman, a New Mexico native, brought along a shocking quantity of homemade armadillo jerky, a delicacy in his home state. In order to ingratiate himself with the young prospects, when reached out for comment, manager Alex Cora said the jerky was likely unrelated to the outbreak, but out of an abundance of caution, Alex has been kindly asked to find alternative ways of connecting with his new teammates. And hold on, I'm going to read one more thing. This says, in order to reduce transmission of disease, Red Sox management is instituting the following policies effective immediately. All players are encouraged to breathe less. Double dipping chips will now result in a monetary fine. Bathrooms are not meant to be used as meeting spaces. This means you, Rob Ref Snyder. And high fives are permitted only to celebrate home runs. Batting gloves must be worn. This
is satire. I love it.
It's complete
satire. Yeah.
I love this. This is very funny, but this is also why you have to check your sources.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead, Hogdale. Go ahead.
I just wanted to get relatively back on topic because Ed has been, a very combative boy in the group chats recently about Nick Sogard, and even to being willing to slander and erase Romy Gonzalez's existence.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why. People forget this last year. Romy Gonzalez had a 879 OPS against lefties last year.
Mm-hmm.
People forget that Romy Gonzalez got cut by the White Sox.
He did. He played for the White Sox, and then he left there. And then, he got cut by them, and then he came here and played much better because it turns out, shockingly, the Chicago White Sox don't know what talent looks like.
Yeah, Nick Sogard's still better than him. He does more. Listen, I'm not saying that Romy
Gonzalez he does. Well, maybe he plays
player.
Better defense than him, but
he's faster, and he's a better contact hitter, and he draws more walks. The only thing Romy does better is hit more home runs.
Yeah, that's a pretty massive fucking aspect of it.
And he didn't even hit that many home runs last year.
879 OPS against lefties. I know for a fact Nick Sogard is probably 300 points lower than that.
Yeah, but how many home runs did he hit for the season? He hit 6.
Okay, but how about doubles, triples,
Yeah, he had 10 doubles. Oh my God, that's so many doubles. Wow.
I feel like that's 10 more than Nick Sogard
17 extra base hits for the full season.
That's 17 more than Nick Sogard hit. I watched him play all the games last year. He hit singles. I was there.
Small sample size. Yeah,
so Romy's is a bigger sample size that he's better at this moment.
Yeah, he's got to get the bigger sample size to show that, though.
Is the argument right now Romy versus who is it?
Sogard? No, it's not
Sogard?
even Romy versus
Okay.
Sogard. It's actually, at this point, it's Romy versus Trace Thompson. Or not Romy versus Trace, sorry, Sogard versus Trace Thompson.
I'll take Sogard over Trace Thompson.
Thank you.
That's
okay,
our
that's all I
Yeah.
need to hear.
Yeah.
Hogdale, you're a beautiful boy again.
Yeah, me too.
I
All I
will
need
agree
to
that
hear.
I don't want Trace Thompson anywhere near my fucking baseball
Because
team.
you know what's going to happen as soon as the season starts. He's going to be going 0 for 4 with 4
Because he's
strikeouts.
fucking
Five-
terrible.
Yeah.
He's 33. This is not a fucking diamond in the rough.
Actually,
It's
he's
just
34
needs
in a
to
few
make
days.
a couple adjustments. He sucks. Who the fuck are you? Get off of my team.
But
Using him.
his brother is Clay
Who the fuck
Thompson.
is this guy?
Get him to
His
North
brother is Clay
Korea.
Thompson. That matters.
Oh,
Yeah.
Clay Thompson's brother. Cool, brother. Go dip yourself in the fucking bay. I don't give a shit.
Get him to North Korea, man. Every time we talk about a player that needs to be shipped out of America, I'm gonna put up the North Korean flag behind us.
Guangdong Tigers.
Yeah.
Get the fuck off of my baseball team. Shanghai Sharks. Like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Stop. Like, I hate it when people like are intentionally being dumb to like, make a point. Like, you don't genuinely believe that Trace fucking Thompson is a Major League Baseball player. Stop
they do.
conversing with me.
They do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. Oh my, Hogdale, that's because you don't reply to people being idiots in your replies.
If
I do.
If
I
had
do,
a
and I know they
conver-
are true believers.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
they are in the moment, but if I literally walk them through a conversation that's longer than a minute long, they'll be like, yeah, that makes no sense. He shouldn't be here. So like when I say like they're being intentionally dumb, they're not taking even the fucking minute required to think out what the roster looks like.
So can I list you a few guys? I did a little bit of research into what outfielders are still on the free agency market that kind of qualify as quadruple A depth, and this is what I came down. This is who I came with. Adam Duvall, still a free agent.
Ugh. All right.
I mean, it is because Roman should be up here, but like
Exactly.
I prefer him over fucking Trace Thompson.
Yep.
Yeah.
got-
Just for the sake of the exercise.
For the sake of the exercise, these are your options. Aaron Hicks, switch hitter.
No.
Good fielder, great arm, cannot hit at all anymore.
Not that great of a fielder. He's not like how he
Great
used
arm.
to be.
Great arm, though.
Great
He does a
arm,
rocket
yeah.
for an arm.
Yes, he does.
Robbie Grossman, another switch hitter. Not really an outfielder, but still draws a ton of walks, and that's a veteran switch hitter. And then there's the guy who I think makes the most sense for what they'd be looking for, and that's Nick Senzel. A little bit younger, plays the outfield, former second draft pick in the country. Early 30s, probably could use the opportunity, probably would stay on the team in AAA if you really needed to. That's your fourth option.
Had one of the worst seasons in baseball last year.
Also cannot stay healthy. But we're not looking for him to be in the majors. We're looking for these guys to be in AAA and try to rediscover some of their form.
I mean, Nick Senzel has never had an OPS over 700 except for his rookie year, which he had an OPS of 742.
Right,
I
that's
don't
why he
know
doesn't
what-
have a major league job right now.
Well, he what form do you want him to find? I mean, he's just a horrible baseball player.
Whatever form got him drafted second in the country.
I mean, listen, man, I'm looking, by the way, gotta say, biggest investment of my life for the season as I got StatHead. I've been using it like this entire pod to like get myself information. It really is beautiful. Shout out to
Yeah.
StatHead.
Yeah.
Adam Duvall still crushes lefties. 856 OPS against lefties last year in 60 games.
I wouldn't hate Duvall coming back. Like, he's a good clubhouse guy too. Like, he obviously matched at Fenway.
If you're
Yeah.
talking depth,
Yeah.
depth, and like you don't want to bring Roman Anthony up because you're terrified, pants shitting babies, and you're losers, then like I'd say Adam Duvall is the guy.
Well, who would you rather have, Adam Duvall or Trace Thompson?
I
Probably.
cannot describe how little Trace Thompson does anything for my dopamine receptors.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I am throwing him like in a wood chipper that feeds into a garbage disposal. That's how fucking little I give a shit about Trace Thompson.
So, okay, so you can only pick one, okay, to throw into the garbage disposal. Okay? The other
Yeah.
one gets to survive. Trace Thompson or Vaughn Grissom?
Oh, Trace Thompson without a doubt, because Vaughn Grissom has the potential to maybe prove me wrong. I don't think he will, but like there's potential there because like he's young, whereas Trace Thompson is like pushing 40. Get the fuck off of my baseball team.
It's a good answer. That's probably what I would have answered too.
I don't hate Vaughn Grissom like you two do, so it's an easy
I don't even
choice
hate
for me.
him. It's just I like hamming it up. It's fun.
Yeah, you enjoy
I
the
just don't
bit.
like. I just think that no one who's like honestly thinking like thinks that he's playing over the many people we have that are better than him.
No, he's not. If he was playing left, if he could play the outfield, I would just say, okay, there's your depth. Like, that's fine. You have that, but they haven't tried him in left.
I mean, even with then, in certain situations, no. Because, like, in the situation where Bregman's playing second, Ravi's playing third, no, sorry, brother, that's Campbell's spot. Get off my team.
Yeah.
I still think they're going to start those guys in the minors. I just think that that's how these guys are going to operate this year, and that's fine.
That's crazy
with
to
me.
me.
It's fine with
me.
me.
It's
That's
not
crazy.
fine. I mean, you can be cowards. It's cowardly. It's loser behavior. But it's not fine. I mean, you'll do it. I'll still watch the
team is run by millionaire executives. You don't get that money being reckless.
Yeah, but you don't need to be a millionaire executive to know that a move is wrong, or a non-move is also wrong. Like I'm sorry, they've been playing these guys, all three of them, in spring training the entire spring so far up to this point. I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon. Last year we didn't see them nearly as much as we did this time around,
except for when they had the plague or dysentery or whatever.
Right? Yeah, of course. Yeah, barring that. Yeah. But like they've been selling us on these guys for a long time now. Now is a perfect time for them to just supplement the team when needed. If they're gonna go down this route of Adam Duvall, or like, I don't actually hate Adam Duvall if I must, but I really, like, not to get all medieval on everybody, but I mustn't. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Like, I really shouldn't have to be put in that position in the first place. Just play the kids and then see where it goes. I really don't understand why they're really prolonging the inevitable with this.
Like, listen, like, in regards to, like, the big three coming up, like, I don't know, they've been saying for years, they literally put them in front of us at, like, fucking, winter weekend a couple years back. Like, this is the future. And
that
like,
was Chaim's team. That was Chaim's team.
Oh yeah, Chaim's definitely.
Yeah, he's not here anymore. He's not here anymore.
Signed off on that. Like, fuck it.
Chaim like signed off on
I don't know, like, I was glancing over at SoxProspects.com. I think we'd all say that SoxProspects.com, pretty reliable source of information when it comes to Red Sox prospects. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the ETA section for these guys. I believe it says it's early 2025. Hey, guess
May
what?
Is early 2025.
2025.
Yeah, May is early 2025.
It's early 2025. And you're fucking shocked that we're like, play the young guys? We're ready for the future. Fucking get with the times. Holy
the future's
shit.
Trace Thompson, Hogdale. Sorry.
That's crazy.
I can't believe. Yeah, wow. It is early 2025. That's insane. Whoa.
And tomorrow will also be early 2025. And a month from now, it will also be early 2025. No. They didn't specify when. They didn't say opening day 2025.
Yeah, May 2025 is not early, though.
Oh,
that is not considered early. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It is.
No way. No
Anything in before June is early 2025.
No. I
love the idea of keeping them down for 2 months for literally zero reason other than dicking around and bringing them up in June. Okay,
no, it's to antagonize specifically you. I don't know what you did to piss them off, but they are mad at you.
Here's the other thing. Everybody on Earth knows why they would do it. They're doing it for the time clock. If you just extend him, Roman Anthony specifically, then it's not a fucking
rookie of the year. You get a free draft pick for them winning rookie of the year. It's a pretty good fucking incentive.
Yeah, and it's not a fucking problem, right? I don't really get it. But you know what? I'm gonna put my hands up and I'm gonna say we've been in this position before. We said that they had to go out and get a pitcher. They did. We said they had to go out Bregman. They finally did. So now we're kind of thinking, what's the next thing? They have to extend Crochet. We've talked about it ad nauseum. Will they do it? I think they will.
I'm very confident they are.
Yeah.
Crochet's comments to the media, it's just putting pressure on them because the talks are actively happening. That's his way of exerting his leverage, and I don't blame him for that. But like that, to me, that just gives me confidence because that means they're still actively talking.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure they're going to get it done, and I will hold any anger and judgment for if they don't get it done. But I think
I would be surprised. Can I just say though that at least all of this conversation about them being scared of the future aside, at least they're not in the situation that the New York Yankees are right now. With Giancarlo Stanton is down for the count. It sounds like Jarrett Cole is heading for Tommy John surgery.
Rest in
Luis
peace, my
Hill is
baseball
out.
fantasy team.
DJ LeMahieu is empty money. They literally don't have a third baseman.
Well, they're a better
this
team
moment.
without him, so they can't say the same for the other players, though. You're right. Yeah,
They're in trouble.
they are in trouble.
They are in trouble. They don't have. I don't dislike some of their younger guys like Oswald Peraza. I think is fine.
I do. His face bothers me. It's nothing to do with his play. I look
Yeah.
at him and he annoys me.
That's fair. That's fair.
I think
That's
Austin
valid.
Wells can be a pretty good player.
Yeah,
Top 10 catcher.
I don't think that like
Good
the
framer.
young guys or anything like that. I'm not in the group of Volp shit and whatnot. Even though I think they're overrated by the fact that they're on the Yankees. I don't
It's
think that
funny,
they're
so
like
I am
minor
in on
league
it.
players.
Yeah, I'm
Do
in
I
on
really
that too.
believe it, but it's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
exactly.
Volp,
But they're still
yeah.
their rotation is screwed if you don't have
Yes.
Cole and you don't have Hill. Do you think Carlos Rodon is going to stay healthy for another season?
No.
You
If he
traded
does,
your
at this
depth.
point
This
in
is
his
why I'm
career.
glad they didn't trade Cutter for the Red Sox because the Yankees traded Nestor Cortez and they could really use him right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They could use Michael King. They could probably, in a bizarre world, if they really believed in themselves and they wanted to turn Clay Holmes into a starter, he looks fucking really good right now. And
Yeah.
I know it's it's spring,
It's spring,
it's spring,
so-
it's spring, it's spring.
It's pretty
His stuff has
healthy.
always been good though. Like it's just one of those things. He could be a starter. I could see it.
He could be Seth Lugo, and I wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked at that at all. What was Clay Holmes' biggest issue? His biggest gripe was melting down in the ninth inning. You keep him out of the ninth inning, he's a pretty good pitcher. You start him in the first inning, he could be a very good pitcher for them. Because as we all know, the first inning is the complete opposite of the ninth inning. So,
Source
is calculator on my phone.
Yeah, that's true.
But the Yankees, the thing is, and you mentioned it yourself, the Yankees traded their pitching depth to make that big move last year. What was that big, exciting move? Well, we got Juan fucking Soto, and they got 1 year of him, and they got to the World Series, and in doing so, they traded a lot of pitching. They traded King. They traded Thorpe. They traded Vasquez. And these are all guys, listen, they're not, two of those guys aren't that good, but they're still better than what they currently have at the back end of their rotation. Really Marcus Stroman is now a very important part of their rotation.
Jesus Christ.
You need Clark Schmidt to stay healthy or you're fucked. You need all of these guys to stay healthy throughout the season or you're fucked.
Oh, there's another one that you can add to that.
What?
They traded Dick Fitz.
They traded Dick Fitz as well.
Fitz looks great.
Yeah.
Dick Fitz looks great.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah.
He's looked good. He might be. Listen, this is where the difference is with the Red Sox and the Yankees. The Red Sox have injuries too. There's no guarantee that Giolito is going to be ready. Crawford and Bayo definitely aren't going to be ready. But do you really feel that bad about say there were only three? Say your 1, 2, 3 punch is Crochet, Bueller, and Houck, right? And then you have Richard Fitz and Quinn Priester as your 4 and 5. Are you feeling that bad about that to start the season, knowing that the other guys aren't that far away?
No, I'm not feeling that bad at all because especially seeing how Priester and Fitz have thrown this spring. I don't care about the stats, just velocity and movement. I mean, shit, man. They look very good. And if they're your 4 and 5 starter, you're in a pretty good position.
And you still got depth behind them too. You've got Criswell, you've got Fulmer. Hunter Dobbins has had a little bit of trouble with the home run ball, but he's also gotten a lot of guys out. So
the new
this is why you want the depth for exactly for situations like this, and why people are like, well, it's excess. You don't need Cutter Crawford. You kind of do when these guys inevitably get hurt. You don't want to force them to pitch injured and then get them even more hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Red Sox, like we've been talking about, like they're like 9 arms deep. Like we can weather the storm of an injury bug
with more to come. With more to come.
Yeah,
like Connolly early this time next year we're going to be talking about him the way we're talking about Hunter Dobbins, except he's lefty.
No, dude, I'm very excited to see because the last couple of years, the last 2 years, like there's been at least one prospect where it's like fucking rockets up the rankings.
Yep, Roman Anthony,
and we obviously.
Mayo.
Yep. And obviously right now we're in a very pitching heavy prospect development mode in terms of what we've been drafting recently. It's like you said, Connolly early. I'm very excited to see what Peyton Tolley looks like.
Hell yeah.
How high is he going to jump up based on where he's at in his development curve?
Well, what's
Absolutely.
interesting too, though, is at least right now, when the big three graduate, you've still got Luis Perales, who's recovering from Tommy
Yep.
John surgery,
He
Crazy.
could be a fucking
who's like a
stud.
legit. He was a top 100 before he got hurt. But then you've also got Franklin Arias, who snuck onto the top 100 for most lists as like a 19-year-old shortstop. Right now, he's in Salem, but he's going to move quickly. He's going to the glove is basically already there. If there's a bat with that too, you suddenly that's another one of your big three, and you've got a bunch of other guys that are interesting. You've got Yolan Cespedes, you've got Miguel Blaze, still has plenty of talent. You've got even closer than that, David Sandlin. We got to see a little bit of the password play.
That's right.
We have his little brother Johan Fran, who's a catcher and can hit. There is Mikey Romero has looked really good this spring.
Was Sandlin pitching in spring training?
I haven't seen him much, but we haven't seen a lot of the guys pitching in spring training. He didn't have an invite, so we haven't. We've seen more guys like Christopher Troy or that breed a bit more so because there's a lot of guys that we haven't seen pitch that are we haven't seen early pitch, we haven't seen Tolley pitch.
Yeah.
I think they're being careful with those guys and making sure that they're not blowing their arm out in games that don't matter.
No, absolutely. I totally get that.
And it's going to be interesting because I know Kundal's going down there fairly soon. Speaking of Ian from Sox Prospects, but I know he's going to be going down there, and what he has to say about how these guys are looking matters a lot to me.
Yeah, me too. Love to get him on soon. I know we spoke about it. That'd be fucking really, really cool.
Yeah, no, there are talks. We'll see. Because it's a busy guy who's
sure
done a lot of podcasts, so I'm not expecting anything. But he's also been pretty cool to us historically, so we'll see. See. But I would love to looking forward to that. The prospect. I mean, I'm not with Sox prospects anymore, but it's not like I'm not going to be following the minors this year at all. It's not like I'm not going to know what Noah Song is up to. It's not. He's still not up to anything.
We forgot to mention.
I mean, I'd be mortified if you didn't know what Noah Song was up to as the Noah Song update guy.
It's going to be terrible because after he retires, I'm still going to have to know. I'm going to be just let me just get my binoculars and I'll let you know.
Noah Song is fucking selling insurance.
I think he'd go back to the Navy first, personally, or the Air Force.
Probably. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. It's not. We're not saying anything bad about the Navy, by the way.
No.
FBI, Navy's CIA, great. If you're listening, we're big Navy people here. So.
FBI, if you're listening, I know what you did to Martin Luther King.
I thought you were I was gonna make a joke there, but I don't want to get canceled, so I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Look it up. Anyway, moving forward.
Hey Hogdale, question for you. Have you read my most recent Trust-O-Meter?
No, but I'll pull it up.
Yeah, it's pinned. It's pinned.
Oh my god! There's no way. There's no fucking way.
Ed doing his job.
Yeah, I know. It's great. And my job, and it wasn't even knowing what Noah Song did last summer.
Oh, there's still so many names on this.
I know it's so many names,
and so many of these guys, who?
Yeah. So let's do let's do it, buddy.
The old Trust-O-Meter, the Trust-O-Meter, the most trusted resource even of finding out who is actually good and who is shit on the Red Sox bullpen.
It's true.
Starting us off at number 21, my apologies. Who the fuck are you? Giovanni Cruz. That's a name. That sure is a name. Number 20, Noah Davis, NPC generated player. Again, who the fuck are you? 19, Isaiah Campbell. Man, he must have looked really shit so far in spring training to be this low.
Yep.
Spring training doesn't really matter, but fuck, man. I mean,
but it's still if the eye test, if I watch the guy pitch and I think I might be able to hit him, that's a problem.
18, Matt Moore. I said this last time. Wow, you're still in the league, huh? 17, Sean Newcomb. I don't want to talk about any new cum. I think that's disgusting.
Would you rather talk about old cum?
Yeah.
No cum at all, honestly.
Recent cum.
Yeah, gotta get the cum out. No semen, no cum.
I'd like Marcus Seaman on the team. So
we're gonna clip that.
Yeah. Number 16. Get off my team, Josh Winkowski. Lamau, you're this low on the list. You're below Justin fucking Wilson, LMFAO. Get off of my team. Get
enjoy
ready
the
to
background
learn.
change here, Justin.
Yeah, flag in North Korea. Yeah.
Number 15, Justin Wilson. Spring training stats don't matter. Get your heads out of your asses. Who gives a fuck? Number 14, Cooper Criswell. Yeah, he'll have a spot on this team probably. If not, he'll be in AAA, and it's fine. He can be depth. We like Cooper Criswell. He's fine. 13, Wyatt Mills. I have not seen any of him in spring training. I know. Doesn't he have like an interesting arm slot? And,
he's like John Schreiber, basically. He's literally just John Schreiber again.
Like, hey, if he could be John Schreiber again, and for the Boston Red Sox, that's a very useful piece in the bullpen. So,
yep.
I like his upside. 12, Michael Fulmer. Yeah.
That's a guy.
Yeah,
what a rookie of the year once.
It's Michael Fulmer's is like another one of those guys where it's like, cool. I mean, I'm glad that we got him to show off the Red Sox true final form of being a rehab facility, a physical rehab facility before being a baseball team. So that's cool, I guess. Number 11, Bibelo. He's kind of fallen out of favor. He'll probably start the season in AAA, which is kind of a bummer. He can give us meaningful innings still, I think, probably, but I think Bailey hates his guts. Number 10, Liam Hendricks. Could be pending how I feel about him based on the regular season.
I don't trust him right now.
I understand not trusting him. It's fair. I withhold judgment until I see him in regular season games, but I do agree Justin Slayton should be closing ahead of him. And even Luis Guerrero, I agree. Good take from both of you on in that regard. Number 9, Hunter Dobbins. Ed has been the fucking, the leader, the reverend of the fucking Church of Hunter Dobbins, I think, for the last 2 or 3 years. Yep. Loves him. So that means I love him. Man. Yeah, on the 40 man, which means I love him, and I'm looking forward to see what he can do for this team. I understand him being a trusted member of the ball club at the moment. Number 8, Austin Adams. I just like his vibes.
Yep.
I think I've barely watched him pitch at all, but good vibes. I like that he's a crazy person, so I'd like to see him pitch Major League games for the Boston Red Sox. Number 7, Adam Ottavino. Yeah. If he pitches games for the Red Sox, I won't be upset about it. His stuff is still good by the analytics. He's fine. Cool. Aggressive thumbs up for Adam Ottavino. He's neat. Number 6, Greg Weissert. We went over this, but he was better than you thought last year. Yep. Like for the average Red Sox fan, he actually was pretty serviceable, especially during the last 2 months of the season. So, I don't mind him being this high up on the list. Number 5, Zach Kelly. Disgusting stuff. Just needs to stay healthy. I love Zach Kelly. Zach Kelly is the absolute fucking man. He's the GOAT. Love Zach Kelly. Good dude as well. Number 4, pivoting to not as good a dude, Aroldis Chapman.
Emphatically.
You kind of have no choice but to trust him. He throws 103 or whatever the hell. Probably still touch 104 if he tries hard enough. Fuck him, though. Number 3, Garrett Whitlock. Another guy where it's like, just stay healthy and he'll be amazing in this bullpen. Number 2, Luis Guerrero. Debatably could be the closer in the future. His stuff is amazing. I think he has the mentality as well. Big and imposing. Love Luis Guerrero. Number 1, Justin Slayton. He was incredible all last year. He deserves to be trusted.
Oh, yeah.
How excited are you going to be when this is down to just 8 again?
Very. I'll be pogging. Out of my fucking mind.
Yeah, that was Hogdale's. That was the Trust-O-Meter brought to you by Hogdale. What's it brought to us by?
My fucking stream. My stream is coming up. I'm streaming every single goddamn Red Sox game, and you motherfuckers better be there. You better be supporting me, because I swear to God, dude, I'll find you.
I'll find you. He will. Yeah. Do some shit.
I'll
make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to talk about?
The tier list? Excuse me?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's tier list time.
Like, dude, I was so excited for Justin putting the tier list, because I love the tier list. It brings me such joy.
I think the tier list is very fair.
It's also not up for debate.
No, it is never up for debate. No, this is not a democracy. This is a dictatorship. But someone was like, because I here's a little sneak peek before we dive into this. Someone was like, why Connor Wong is in bad tier? Why do you hate him? I don't hate any of these guys except for like Josh Winkowski, I guess. But
Aroldis Chapman.
Aroldis Chapman, yeah, of course.
The only issue I had was that you did not include Nick Sogard on it, and I was upset by that.
Yeah, so there's a couple of guys I usually sometimes I will miss. Nick Sogard would obviously be in too early to tell. I think that kind of
fair enough.
Yeah.
Can I just say, I was gonna shit on Justin for not having the tier list pinned, but he's such a good podcast co-host that he has the most recent episode pinned.
I do,
so I can't give him shit.
Yeah, I should actually change that now. I'm going to change that as soon as we get out of here. But yeah, all right. I'm glad everyone likes the tier list, and I'm glad I only come out with it once a month, so it's not, I don't oversaturate with like a week.
No, you're not flooding the feed with tier lists every
yeah.
other day.
Because making those changes for on a week-to-week basis, it doesn't really make.
It also
much
shows
sense.
how you're not a prisoner of the moment, and you're willing to let things play out over time.
Yeah.
So like this is like a really a good resource for like really on who is good and bad on the team.
I think so. You know what? I compare it to, how Waffle House has there's like a hurricane meter or a tornado meter for that the Waffle House uses, and pretty much how it works is if Waffle Houses in a certain area are closing, it's like catastrophic. Like you need to evacuate immediately. They have a certain, and I'll send it to you guys later. They have a certain like scientific way on predicting hurricanes so that they can actually stay open and make more money. But anyways, yeah, no, that's kind of what I want the tier list to be. Shout out Waffle House. Baseball Jesus, that doesn't change. It's Willie Abreu until something happens with Willie Abreu. God forbid, he does. I don't want anything to happen to him. I hope he stays Baseball Jesus for the entire season. Elite tier, we have Garrett Crochet, Rafael Devers, Jaron Duran, Alex Bregman, and Luis Guerrero, because I just think Luis Guerrero is like the nastiest pitcher I've ever seen in my entire life. Good tier, we have Yoshida, Bayo, Casas, Sadon, Refsnyder, Hauk, Whitlock, Zach Kelly, Slayton, and Walker Buehler.
Let's go.
Any issue? So, like, I know a lot of people are like Sadon and good tier. Yeah, Sadon good tier because he could still be good if he's like a super utility guy. He could be a very good super utility guy, and I think that's where he's going to land.
I feel like more people would be upset about Massa being there because of all the inexplicable Massa hate.
I mean, he's a good hitter. I mean, last year he had a 112. What is it? OPS plus or WRC plus? One of those two. A slightly above hitter. He's here to hit. Fine, whatever. He's good. He's not an elite. He's not bad. He's good hitter. Bad tier, and of course, again, these could change depending on how they play out throughout the season. Bernardino, who I don't think will be ending up in bad tier for a lot of these months. Who the fuck is that?
That's Justin Wilson.
Justin Wilson, right? Yeah. Justin Wilson. Whatever. And Connor Wong, who was one of the worst catchers in baseball last year. But again, these things can change. So do I think that they're a bad player? No, he's just the tier he's in, and he's gonna have to get out of that if he, hopefully he does. Too early to tell. And I had someone telling me too early to tell for Trevor Story. What do you mean? He's been on a team for 3 years. Yeah, we've never seen him play even close to a full season on the Red Sox.
To be honest with you, I don't think the bad tier can really exist prior to the season starting, but it's not my tier list, so I'm not
disagree. Good take on these guys in bad.
That's just the tier they're in. I'm not calling him a bad player, but here's the other thing too. If I don't have a bad tier, then I can't have a good tier either. So
yeah, no, that's valid.
Where do they go? You know what I mean? I'm not going to put every single player in too early to tell because technically it is, but that's just the tier they're in, and like I said, they can work out of it.
Valid.
Yep. Let's see here. Cooper Criswell. Who is that? Narvaez. Password. Quinn Priester. Dick Fitz and Liam Hendricks. These are all. I mean, they are too early to tell from one reason or another. Some are prospects.
I think I see Chris Murphy there.
Chris Murphy there too. Yeah. He coming off. Did he have TJ?
Yeah, Tommy John last year. He's probably going to start the season on the 60-day.
Sure. So if I were to make an amendment, he would just be in hospital tier. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you for your service. We have Cam Boozer, Tyler O'Neill, Chris Murphy, Tyler O'Neill again because he's Canadian, and Bobby Dahlbeck. Not you tier, Nick Pavetta. Happy trails. Happy trails in San Diego, where no one will remember you.
Why is I don't understand why O'Neill is there twice. I don't understand that reference.
He's just Canadian.
So's Pavetta.
We don't care about Pavetta though. We care about Tyler O'Neill. Tyler O'Neill was a great player for the Red Sox.
Okay.
Anyways, still taking swings on an accordion is Alex Verdugo. I don't know if you saw the video of him
Maybe my favorite tier.
taking swings on a waterbed with a door on top of it. Like he just escaped the Titanic. Very odd. Probably a reason why he's still unsigned by any team out there. Even the White Sox don't want him. It's pretty funny.
It's awesome.
Hospital or minors. So now just to clarify, this doesn't mean minors. This is minors. Okay.
Yeah.
The minor leagues,
yeah.
right? Okay. Yeah. All right. Cutter Crawford, who is probably going to start the season on the IL. Bayo should be here, but I don't think at the time I was making the list, I think he was still like, we were figuring out what was going on. Who else? Who the fuck is that? I don't even know who that is, bro. Who the fuck is that? Next to Cutter Crawford. I don't even know. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. And then the big three. Roman, Casey, and Meyer. They're probably going to be in the minor leagues to start out the year, like you said, Ed. I don't agree with it, but I just think that's what the Red Sox are going to do. Undercover agents, they're both on the Yankees, Pablo Reyes and Dom Smith. Clearly they love the Red Sox and they don't care about the Yankees, but they're feeding us information. Guangdong, China, Josh Winkowski.
It's my second favorite tier in the tier list.
I love, you know what? And my favorite tier is coming up now. Break class in case of emergency.
Stop.
Rich Hill. Rich Hill. Yeah. That I love that tier. And that's something that's going to stay there the entire season. That tier is never moving.
But he signs with another team, though.
Hey, man. You never know. It's Rich Hill. You could trade for him. Exactly. And then Aroldis Chapman and Kenley Jansen are at the bottom. Any questions, guys?
Good job. Good job. I'm looking forward to seeing how it evolves. It's always tough, I think, before the season starts, and it's going to be fun to see it.
I think the only amendment I would make, and like maybe it's unfair because he's a nice guy, but I'd put Bob in the not you category too.
No, I mean,
fucking stunk. Get off my.
He did good. No, but he was good in 2021. He helped get them into the playoffs.
No, I mean, just nice guy. Had to put up with a lot. I mean, how many times were we telling the Red Sox that they should just get him to a new team, and they just stuck him in fucking Worcester for the entire.
Yeah, we kept saying he used to be put on a new team because he wasn't playing in the major leagues because he wasn't good enough and was bad and didn't earn a spot.
Yeah, but he should have just they should have just cut ties and let him go early. Like, I don't understand why they strung him along for so long, but
it'd be death, you know.
I don't know. I feel for him. I have heard he's a very, very nice person, and I hope he really, finds something new on a new team. So
can confirm that about
Bobby
Melbeck. Very nice guy, very interesting guy. You see him being a coach at some point or a commentator or something.
Definitely couldn't see him being an everyday Major League Baseball player.
No, not at this stage of the game, unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll be following him in Chicago. He hasn't done much in the spring. Anyway, I wanted to answer a question that Brady had because he couldn't be here today, but he did want to know why David Robertson is not a Red Sox. My answer to that is I have no idea why he hasn't signed yet with anybody.
It's a very good point. It's one of those things where, is he just does he just not want to do spring training because he's old? So he's just kind of hanging out? Because I could see that being a possibility. I mean, it's not like he's bad. I sincerely doubt he doesn't have suitors.
I don't know. I mean, we brought this up. He's his own agent, which is pretty cool. Maybe he sees himself signing at the trade deadline or something. I don't know. If that's the case, he's probably going to be a Dodger. So
I would just not trust anybody to start midway through the season at this point. I just don't
start. I'm sure he'll stay in shape and try his best. But I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking.
Yeah, I'm just assuming I don't know. It's either he's waiting for the season to start or the Red Sox just really, really, really like their internal options. But they should get David Robertson. There's no reason for them not to. He's really good. Yeah. He'd be a very cool addition to the team.
I'd be fine with it. I'd be fine without it, I think.
Yeah. Tie a little bow on the offseason after everything else.
Yeah. I think it would be a nice move. I don't think he's coming to the Red Sox.
No,
I think that if he was going to, it would have happened by now. So
can you say that about any other team he could have went to?
Yeah, but I
March.
think that where the Red Sox, I think that the way the Red Sox are designed right now, it would make sense for them to do it like last second. It just wouldn't unless there were injuries thrown in.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be.
Yeah, who knows? Who
March
knows? We'll
9th.
see.
The Yankees might sign him to be a starter at this rate. I don't know.
That'd be upsetting.
It makes me so happy that like the Yankees have to rely on Marcus Stroman for like meaningful starts. Like that brings me very large amounts of joy.
They should
Yeah.
sell Lance Lynn because the Red Sox would hit a lot of home runs off of him.
I don't know
I think he's the
who
best starting pitcher left.
I can't remember who said it, but like someone was like, the Yankees are literally one Aaron Judge injury away from being a dog shit baseball team, which is it's a true statement.
From being the White Sox, yeah.
I mean, without Judge, who do they have in their lineup? It's like Volpe.
They got Anthony Volpe,
Anthony Volpe. You can't carry a lineup with him. Paul Goldschmidt's like 100 years old.
These guys are
Bellinger.
With every fiber of their being, are hoping that Jason Dominguez isn't a fucking bum.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
They said he was going to be the next Willie Mays, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I heard Mickey Mantle. Yeah. But
what is he getting blowjobs in the bleachers like Mantle?
that was a fantastic story.
I know.
That is a fucking great story. Yeah,
The athletes back in the day, mid game, used to fuck all the time.
that's amazing.
Magic Johnson, like notorious for it, was like fucking cheerleaders, like between quarters.
Yeah. Will Chamberlain, I'm sure, was getting it on during games and fucking. I think there's
probably.
Oh my God, Ted Williams for sure. I'm sure there's I think there's a Darryl Strawberry story out there about that as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's on top of all the cocaine too.
Oh my God! Imagine they probably like how the Red Sox have workout equipment in their stalls. They probably had like little mirrors and setups for fucking cocaine use in the Met stalls in the 80s.
Good for them. Good for them. It was a different time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys got anything else?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I got an off-topic question. So my neighbor, right? We share a fence, but it's his fence. It's a wood panel fence. And I don't think anybody lives there though. Huh. What should I do? Should I put it up myself?
I think you should investigate.
You think I should go into their house?
Yeah.
I'll wake up in like the middle of the night.
Territory.
It's funny you say that. I've been thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
And just what I should just build an extension that just includes their house. They're literally like right there. You can't see there's a glare, but
you should go there and like if a cop comes over to investigate, you should like grab the cop's gun out of his holster because he's a public servant. So that means you can just take his gun out.
That's a really good idea. Yeah. And then I could just tell him like I was helping to give it to you or clean it or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like that meme of like where it's like it's me giving my wallet to the gun.
Oh yeah.
To like cops like
yeah, I love those videos. Yeah,
so good.
I'm gonna try that one day, and I'll get back to you on the results.
So I'm just trying to give the cop my wallet fast.
Yeah,
like what? Yeah. I was trying to prolong speed his day up.
Yeah, very very nice gesture. Very nice gesture. All right, well I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know what I do, and
important question
there. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
that's all I got.
You up to anything fun this week, Hoggy?
Not really. Dude, I want the season to get here. I'm done with the off season. I'm done with spring training. I've been investing. I've been buying all the shit that I need for the season. I've been prepping. Bought my MLB TV yearly subscription. So that's ready to go. Money burnt. Got a capture card for streaming MLB The Show. So that'll be a fun thing to do.
Nice.
I'm very excited. Very, very excited. And I got StatHead, which is maybe the best investment I've ever made because I've already used it like 5 times during this episode.
What is StatHead?
StatHead is it's the paid it's what Baseball Reference uses as its engine for its stats. So basically, like with it, I can just use it to like find any like stat that I want, like a platoon splits, high leverage splits, like anything. How a team plays during the fucking daytime, how a team plays during the nighttime.
On a
anything
Wednesday.
You can think of. Yeah, on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Anything of that shit, I can look it up on StatHead. It's beautiful.
That's awesome.
I've used StatHead. It's I like it. I don't use it anymore just because I could subscribe to it again, I guess, but it is a very, very useful tool if you're going to be using stats a lot, like how Hogdale is on a stream and such. I recommend it. It's very, very nice.
I just need like a more effective way to fill airtime, and the best way to do that is to get a bunch of stats compiled and throw them into Google Docs.
Very smart. Very, very smart.
MLB The Show comes out this coming Friday, right? Hogdale?
I believe so. Yep, and
The
we'll be
early
snagging
release?
that shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it, I think.
I definitely will be getting it because it'll be fun to stream.
Yeah. People love watching other people play video games, and
It's baseball adjacent, obviously, because it's literally the baseball video game.
yeah.
And I skipped MLB The Show last year, and it sounds like it was a good decision because last year's The Show sounded like it was mid as fuck, and they didn't really add anything. And this new one, they're adding a bunch of new shit, so it's fun.
Last year's game was very broken. And it sounds like this year it's going to be a PS5 exclusive. Well, not a PS, but it's going to be a this generation exclusive.
Good.
So that means
That's huge, actually.
it's a brand new graphics engine, which is very important. But
I don't skip The Show very often, like the new one. I bought 21, 22, and 23. So
yeah. Those are all pretty good. Looking forward to watching you stream MLB The Show. And hopefully we can get a game tour in. That'd be really fun. But
cool.
Well, you'll be getting more in the game or two in about a month.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm ready for that.
All right. Well, on that note, we'll be back maybe in midweek, maybe next week. We'll see. But until then, Sox.
Goodbye.